What happens when a perfectly portrayed life feels empty? What if your life looked perfect to the world, but inside you are quietly falling apart? Imagine a home filled with expensive furniture, beautiful artwork, and material comfort, but no warmth, no laughter, no real connection. This is the world of Nkem, the protagonist of Chimamanda Adichie's Imitation. At first glance, she has everything. She got wealth, a home in America and another one in Nigeria. She has a family she loves. But under that polished service lies a quiet loneliness, a sense of waiting and a realization that life may not be her own. Stay with me because this story is a journey into love, betrayal, into identity, and the courage it takes to reclaim yourself. Nkem lives in the United States, far from her home in Nigeria. Her apartment is spacious, tastefully decorated, and filled with all the trappings of success. Visitors do see a life of comfort and stability, a woman who has everything put together. But the reality is different. The quiet, alone, sorry, the reality is different. She is quite alone and feels empty. Nkem days are long, punctuated by waiting for a phone call from her husband Obiora, waiting for his occasional visits, waiting for attention that seems to come more out of obligation than out of love. Her marriage exists in two worlds. One, Obiora lives in Nigeria, free from a watchful gaze, maintaining a life that Nkem is only indirectly part of. Their love, once warm and familiar, has become a series of transactions. That is, visits, gifts, and polite exchanges. Nkem realizes that her identity has been slowly eroded by silence, patience, and expectation of waiting. The quiet tension escalates when she learns that Obiora has a mistress in Lagos, someone whose apartment is furnished and mirrors Nkem's own. Every familiar piece, every decoration replicated. The imitation is more than an affair. It's a statement that Nkem is replaceable and her life is duplicable. For the first time, the woman who has long endured in silence feels the stench of betrayal that isn't just emotional, but is symbolic. Shock and sorrow ripple through her daily routine. Nkem doesn't lash out. She does not make a scene. No, not now. Instead, a subtle transformation begins. She reclaims small acts of autonomy by expressing her thoughts more freely, by questioning her dependence on Obiora and slowly realizing that silence has been a cage. The story doesn't rush into awakening. Every emotion is felt deeply. Every glance, every memory, every silence factored with meaning. And yet, even as Nkem navigates this new understanding, the story maintains her quiet elegance. Adichie's words invite us to reflect, to feel the suffocating tension of an invisible prison built not by walls but by routine, expectation, and unspoken compromise. The reader or listener is pulled into Nkem's internal world, experiencing her isolation and her subtle, courageous steps towards reclaiming herself. The brilliance of imitation lies in these contrasts. That is, a life that seems full but is hollow, love that is present but very distant, comfort that exists but suffocates. And as Nikem begins to assert herself, the story reminds us that selfhood and dignity are struggles worth fighting for, even in the quietest ways. Imitation is not just a story of marriage or betrayal, it is a meditation on identity, meditation on independence and the invisible burdens we carry. It shows that appearances can be deceiving, and that silence, though comforting, can also imprison us. Nkem's journey reminds us that reclaiming oneself does not always require dramatic gestures. No, it can start with quiet courage and the refusal to accept a life that isn't fully yours. If Nkem's story spoke to you, if it made you reflect on love, on patience, and the courage to stand for yourself, Like this video, subscribe to Top Reads Review, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Which story from the thing around your neck do you want us to explore next? Your choice could guide our next journey into the unforgettable stories. Thank you and bye bye for now.